Welcome to my stream. I just decided to return back because my mic did not go through. So I'm just gonna play another game before I eat. Doesn't matter, it's gonna be like another hour. But so yeah, we're gonna get another game going of the same matchup. So if y'all see that, if y'all seen it already, just exit if you want or watch. One of the two is fine. Except I'm gonna switch catchers this time. I'll make it a little different. I'll switch catchers. Put Rene Rivera in. That probably is gonna be the matchup. Rene Rivera today. But welcome to my stream.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball brings us to the great state of Florida and Marlins Park in Miami. A good matchup here for you tonight between the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. Who's going to win the battle between these two? We'll see.
Look at that,
next.
Yoenis Cespedes. Oof. That's one guy you don't want to mess with. He'll mess the crap out of you.
Jose Fernandez gets the ball for Miami in this one. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, this year, his strikeout to walk ratio has been outstanding. So look for a lot of strikeouts here in this one.
First pitch forthcoming as Jose Reyes is set to go.
Leading off tonight for the Mets, third baseman, Jose Reyes.
Sends that one out of play for strike one.
First pitch, 7-11.
The 0-1 on its way. Hit in the air out to left field. Yelich is under it. One down.
In the second spot tonight, the right fielder, number 3.
Curtis Granderson will stand in now. And as you can see, he enters play with 16 home runs on the season so far. Into the seats, 0-1.
I like Curtis Granderson.
Into the windup, here comes
He's
the
the
0-1. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2. Starting to cool down a bit, but still 84 degrees as we start play tonight. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
And he was really late on this one. I mean, really late. You can see where the baseball is by the time he gets the barrel through. I mean, it's darn near in the catcher's glove already. That tells me he was probably looking for something else.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes. As he swings and hits this one fouled off to the right and out of play. Nothing in one count. Here it comes. Hit down the third baseline. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And they'll wind up with no play here as he reaches first safely.
Yeah, and that's a 2-out error
I
right
thought he
here
had
in the
the ball.
first inning. Now, you hate to prolong any inning, but especially the first one.
He could have gotten
Now
me.
you're going to force your guy to face another
Definitely could have gotten me.
dangerous hitter in this inning when he should be relaxing in the dugout.
Swing and he pops him up over toward foul territory. Prado is over near the railing as he makes the catch to retire the side. Mets strand one. It's the Mets nothing. Marlins coming up. You're watching Major League Baseball. Jacob deGrom gets the ball for the Mets in this one. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, guys, remember,
I love
he's
Jacob
not a lot
deGrom.
of
That's
fun
my
to
boy.
face because he's got
I'm so proud of him. Last time, I don't know if you heard,
As a
he
hitter,
had a
you
one-hit
gotta worry about
shutout.
the ball coming in, moving away,
Reversing the Phillies.
speed.
Oof.
He's a lot to handle when you're up at the plate.
JT Realmuto comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. In there, strike one. DK, these Mets, as they
wow,
enter play here
95
tonight,
miles per
they
hour.
come in looking to make it
Holy
2 in a row
crap.
as they were winners last time out.
And the thing about baseball is that each new day brings a new opportunity. So we'll see if these guys are up to the task here.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here.
Get the hell up.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. And here's a slider. Strike three called, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Batting second, third baseman,
Martin Prado will stand in, and as you can see, his home and road splits there. He's been a much better hitter away from home. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he gets ahead 0-1. So let's take a look at our umpiring crew in this one. Working the plate, Rusty Valentine.
Well, guys, the book on Rusty is that he can sometimes have a tall strike zone. It's pretty consistent, though.
The 0-1 is a fastball low, and that evens the count at 1-1. Right there at the belt, 1-2 now.
My goal right now in this game
here to start the at-bat, maybe even a little
to try to
too
pitch a
patient,
perfect
because
game.
now
I
he's
doubt
down
I'm going to do
1-2.
it.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to
Oh,
get
we can
anything
try.
better than that to hit.
On the ground near home. Bases are empty, one man out. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Smoked on the ground up the middle. And that'll find its way into center field for a one-out hit.
The game is ruined. Now it's going to go down to
Christian
the
Yelich will stand in now as we take a look there at the difference in his numbers between June
one-hit
and July.
shutout.
And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike one.
Oh, a very hittable pitch, too. That's a middle-of-the-plate fastball, and he's not going to get away with too many of those tonight.
High in the air out to center field. Pulling it in out there is Cespedes, and there are two gone now.
batting fourth,
Marcell Ozuna will stand in now. Just a few ticks
Marcell
shy of
Ozuna is
the
nasty.
300 mark
I mean,
for the
I would
season.
love for him to become a Met.
He's ready. Here's the first
I think he'll
offering.
always be a Marlin though.
Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1.
And like most right-handed power guys, he's a good high ball hitter. So
You
that's
know
where
who's
you're
good?
going to want to keep that
Frickin', what's
fastball
his name?
going forward.
And not a real good cut
Clayton
at that
Kershaw.
slider, and he's behind 1-2.
He is one
Two out
amazing
with the man
pitcher.
at first. A little low. It's 2-2.
No, this year was full of full of wonders for me.
Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by
How
him,
about
and the inning
when
is
Bartolo
over.
Colon cranked
Marlins
a
leave
home
one
run
after
in
one.
San Diego?
No score.
That was one of the best moments I've ever experienced. And some
James Loney will get
Hello,
his first
new
opportunity here.
viewer.
And as you can see, he's got that average up over the
I don't know.
290 mark to begin play.
Loney.
First delivery to him on the way. Good off-speed
Ooh.
pitch had him out in front
Nice.
for strike one.
Nice
Hard to
pitch.
call that an off-speed pitch when it's a changeup at 88.
It looks
That's a
swingable.
fastball for a lot of guys in this league.
Line to the right side. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning.
Sometimes when you're
first
aggressively
actual hit,
minded
yeah.
at the plate, you
Last hit
don't
was
always
an
have
error.
to get a strike to hit the ball hard. I mean, I don't think this pitch is even in the strike zone, but he still manages to square it up well and drive it for a base hit.
Asdrubal Cabrera will make his way in now as you get a look at his splits there on your
Asdrubal
screen.
Cabrera. That's my boy. I have his shirt. As also I do Jacob deGrom, which is pitching right now.
Hit hard up the middle. And that's through into center, so the
And
first two have
David
reached
Wright.
here to start the second.
I haven't seen that shirt in a while though. I have to find it.
And after a relatively quiet first inning, the number 5 and 6 guys strike for
I can't wait
back-to-back hits here
to
to
start
start the
and we're
second.
actually going to
Let's see if they
a
can
Mets
cash it
game.
in.
They're going to be versing the Colorado Rockies.
Michael Conforto will get
Also
his
known as
first
the Cheaters.
opportunity here, and that
Because last
average
time
is
they
certainly not
cheated
where he
all
wants it,
hell.
down in the 220s to begin the ball game. Out in front of it, strike one.
The Cheaters all hell. Even they beat the Yankees.
This is pulled into right,
Yes.
but this
Oh,
is right
brother,
at him in right field as he
about to
hardly
get
has to
excited.
move to take it in for the first out.
And this one could have been big trouble here, but this carries out there just far enough to find the outfielder's glove. And that means that both runners, neither of whom were running on contact,
that went right
are forced to head back to
To
where
the
they
right
started.
fielder.
Standing in now, Rene Rivera. On the ground is short. This could be two. A bare hand for
Yeah, it's
one.
gonna be two.
Relay
Rene
to
Rivera's
first
slow,
in
so-
time, and just like that, the side is retired. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. On now to the bottom of the second, and we are tied 0-0. Giancarlo Stanton will lead things off here as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 due up to start the home second. Into the windup and the pitch. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
Oh, that is a nice pitch right there. You
It
kind of
is a nice
slow it
pitch.
down and give him that big breaking ball to start off the at-bat. Make sure he's not a guy that's looking to ambush that first pitch fastball.
Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here. Now a swing and a miss, and Stanton is down on strikes for round number 1.
Yeah, he essentially tripled up there. That means he threw the same pitch 1, 2, 3 times in a row. You don't see that very often, but it's going to work out for him as he gets the strikeout.
Here's Chris Johnson now. As he'll swing and lift a foul ball off to the left and out of play. Bottom of the second here with no score. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
He might have thought he'd be getting another dose of that curveball because he was way behind that one.
Boy, tough to lay off, but he's glad he did. It's 1-2 now.
Well, you know, when you're behind an
This
account
is
like
gonna be
this,
bad.
it's all about changing your approach
Oh,
to
no.
the plate. You got to shorten up a little bit and just look to put the ball in play.
That's now 3 straight strikeouts going back to last inning. Whatever he's throwing, it's working up there.
Dietrich.
Derek Dietrich stands in looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. First pitch of the at-bat. And a check swing here, but he clearly went around on a pitch that would have been a strike anyway. It's 0-1. And this is high, a ball and a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. 2 complete. Still scoreless here on the show. Jacob deGrom set to lead off the third. 9, 1, and 2 due up.
Well, you know it's always a tough
That's
inning
a
when your
good thing.
pitcher leads off for you because most of the time the guys just flat out can't hit. But who knows? Maybe he can get something started here and help himself out.
Bunt.
Bunt attempt, but that'll bounce foul.
Ah. Look fair to me.
Tries to drop one down here, but he misses. Strike 2.
Why would I do that? Bad timing right there.
And he tries to bunt here with 2 strikes, but he's out.
That ball's foul.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, they started him off with back-to-back fastballs, and then once he had that
Damn.
pitch time, they turned things over to the changeup, and he was just all
That
out
should
of
have been
whack
stayed
there.
fair. I mean,
Line toward right center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
I tell you, that one's coming in fast, but it's going out faster. Does he square this one up or what? You bet he does.
Into the box, Curtis Granderson, as he'll go
Ooh.
after the first pitch to him and comes
Jimmy
up
swung
empty.
at
It's
that.
strike
That was
one.
kinda low.
That's taken. Now it's 0-2. Third inning, no score to this point. Oh, and they pulled a string on a good changeup there as he swings and misses, and he's set down on strikes for the second time tonight.
Up next for the Mets.
Yoenis Cespedes, the hitter now, 0 for 1 on the day after reaching on an error his first time up.
Yeah, still looking for his first hit of the game, so let's see if he can come through with that one right here.
First pitch on its way. High and deep to right center field. Back goes
Outta
Stanton.
here.
Gone! It's a two-run shot here for Yoenis Cespedes. Number 22 on the year as the Mets are out in front now 2-0.
Sometimes these pitchers, they let their egos get the better of them. Here, instead of working the corners, maybe using something with a little more movement, gives him a straight challenge. It winds up costing him.
Here's Neil Walker.
Second baseman, Neil
Tap
Walker.
fouled at home plate. The windup and the 0-1. Swing and a miss as Walker's in a hole here. No balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, they're just hacking at everything. I mean, everything.
Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. But the Mets do strike for 2, both coming on this 2-run home run. We played 2.5. It's now 2-0 New York. Adeiny Echeverria will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so against a guy who's definitely in a groove out there.
Yeah, he struck out the side his last time through, and they've got to do something to get this guy out of the role that he's been on.
Here comes the first pitch. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. And he will take strike 3 call. He's got another one. 5 straight strikeouts, and that's the first out of the inning.
Batting ninth.
At the plate, Jose Fernandez, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
All right, they released the lineup for the Mets.
Could we see another strikeout here? It's 0-2 now.
Let's see here.
Now that he's fully loose
Reyes,
out there, you can see
course.
he's getting a little more
First.
zip on that fastball than he had coming out of the gate.
Solid base hit
Reyes,
for him, his
Granderson,
first of the
Cespedes,
afternoon.
Loney, Cabrera, Walker, Darno, Lagares,
How
and
about that
Ron.
swing? That wasn't just
Yeah,
a
that's
little
not bad.
bleeder off the end of his bat. He swung that bat like he knew what he was doing up there.
They should put Rene
Stepping in
Rivera
now,
up, though.
JT Realmuto gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now,
See, that was
0-2.
close.
And he is in complete control now. 7 strikeouts as this is swung on and missed for the second out.
Well, right now he is just carving them up. Dare I say, like a Thanksgiving turkey? That's 7 strikeouts already, and he's made it look easy so far.
Martin Prado is the batter now as he looks at a ball 1-0. The 1-0 delivery. A high strike there, and it's 1-1. A good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Just overmatched him there.
Chop foul over towards the dugout. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Froze him for strike 3, and that retires the side. One left for Miami. They trail things here 2-0. James Loney is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
First offering on its way. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Around first is Loney on his way to second now. And he will make it there as he starts the 4th with a leadoff double.
Well, he's right on the fastball here. You get a look. He gets that bat head out front and just rips this ball into the alley and right. Gets the inning started with a nice leadoff double.
Here now is Asdrubal Cabrera. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. For Loney, that's now 10 doubles for him on the season. That evens it up 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Softly to the right side. Should get the runner to third. Throw to first is in time for the first out. Michael Conforto stands in for the second time. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
And Matt, you know what? It's always a little frustrating when you square one up, you hit a solid live drive somewhere, and all you get to show for it is a nice little jog right back to the dugout. That can get in your head a little bit after a while.
2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. One and one, here it comes. Took him right up the ladder that time, and it's 1-2. Very difficult to get on top of a pitch when it's coming in that high.
Darn near impossible when it's coming at you in the high 90s. You just can't get your hands up there fast enough to stay on top.
Struck him out. And now they'll likely need a base hit to get that runner home from third.
Rivera.
Rene Rivera will dig in. 0 for 1 here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. And he'll hold off on the slider here to start the at-bat. It's ball 1. And now you've got a base open here with the pitcher on deck. Is this a workaround situation?
I think absolutely. With 2 outs here, no sense in giving this guy anything to hit if you can pitch to the pitcher instead.
Here it comes on 1-1. 1-2.
And even though you got a 2-run lead, you don't want to be leaving too many guys in scoring position out there. That could come back to bite you later.
Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Hit out towards second. Dietrich gloves it, throw in time, and the side is retired. Mets leave 1. They're up 2-0. Leading off the inning, Christian Yelich, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
Oh, boy, he is attacking hitters in this one. Another first pitch strike right there, and he's up right around 90% in that category so far.
Now a ball hit in the air, but in play perhaps down the line. And he will run this one down, moving to his right, and that's the first out of the inning.
Marcell Ozuna.
Striding into the box, Marcell Ozuna. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometimes.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold, 0-2.
Yeah, a couple of mid-90s fastballs, and he hasn't been close on either one of them.
Struck him out, and he becomes the 9th strikeout victim thus far.
Not only has he rung up a lot of strikeouts, but he still hasn't walked the batter to this point, so his control has been really, really spot on so far.
Giancarlo Stanton now. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1.
A lot of these guys have come into these at-bats trying to be the aggressor, trying to make something happen. But what has happened is that they've swung and missed themselves into some early holes.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Miami down in order. They trail it here 2-0. Jacob deGrom heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Catcher, Jacob deGrom.
Try to bunt for a base hit here as he gets this one down. But the throw will beat him at first, so the bunt for hit attempt is snuffed out.
Sometimes that first pitch of an inning, a guy will go up there and show a bunt, but then pull it back, just to pull that third baseman in a few steps. He's not bluffing right here. He's trying to beat this thing out, but he winds up heading back to the dugout after just one pitch.
So the bases are empty with one man gone, and the lineup turns over now for Jose Reyes. Now a swing, and the barrel of the bat breaks in 2 that time. And he'll find a way to dodge the shrapnel out there to make the play for out number 2. Curtis Granderson will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you do in the sense that whatever you did the first 2 times, it wasn't working. But I think if you start worrying too much about trying to avoid the hat trick or worse, it'll start becoming...
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. Quick work there as the Mets are down on 4 pitches as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Chris Johnson will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the 5th. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1. The pitch count there. 1 pitch into his 5th inning work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being. Well, this latest dry spell, it's dropped his average all the way under 240, so he'd like nothing more than to string a few of these together and get back into some kind of rhythm at the plate.
Derek Dietrich is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, and they fanned him on a fastball last time, so let's see if they come at him with the hard stuff again.
A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Yeah, and that's the swing of a guy hoping for a first pitch curveball right there. If he gets it, he hammers it. If not, he's about 3 feet too late.
No plate discipline that time, and he's in the hole now, 0-2.
Yeah, same pitch, same result, and he's late on it again.
And he struck him out. And there's strikeout number 11 in the ball game.
If you want to see a guy get blown away at the plate, this is just one finger down 3 times in a row. He was just overmatched there.
Here's Echeverria now. Grounded foul off to the right. Right by him here, and he's set up for another strikeout here. The count to 0-2. Liner toward right center, and that'll get down for a base hit. And he is in there.
And you get the sense now that they're getting closer and closer to breaking through here. Well, that'll make it first and third now, and they've got a good chance here to break that string of zeros.
Ichiro Suzuki will look to provide a little punch off the bench as he'll hit with runners at the corners and 1 out in the inning. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. Now he lifts a high pop-up, drifting into foul territory on the right side. There to take it in is Loney now for route number 2.
The batter,
JT Realmuto digs in, and we'll see what he can do here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, a couple of ducks on the pond out there looking to make that trip home. This is a big 2-out AB right here, guys.
To short. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. A golden opportunity to get on the board here goes for naught. We're back with more on this Saturday night after this. Kyle Bearclaw will get the call here as he'll start the 6th inning on the mound.
46.
Yoenis Cespedes will stride in, but first we take you back to the 3rd as you take another look here at his 2-run homer that had him rolling early on. And now the Marlins bullpen will swing into action as a lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. It's sharply toward 3rd, but there to spirit is Prado. Quick hands for the first out.
Second baseman, Neil Walker.
Neil Walker will stand in now. He flew out in his first time around and then was a strikeout victim last time. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And he runs it in on him and gets him to swing through it for strike 1.
Boy, we've seen a lot of guys be late on that fastball tonight, and I think that all comes from being a little over-aggressive.
Swing and a miss as Walker's in a hole here. No balls and 2 strikes. Now here's the pitch. Little dribbler down the line. Johnson is right there, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
For the Mets, first baseman,
James Loney will dig in. He doubled his last time.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
He pulls this one into right, and that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
He's working on a 3-for-3 ball game now. He's been automatic all night. Comes through with another big hit right there.
Asdrubal Cabrera stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Pulled toward right center field. Ozuna is under it. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Mets strand 1, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Martin Prado will stand in to start things off, as this top of the batting order hasn't found a whole lot of success so far.
In fact, just 1 hit between the 1, 2, 3 hitters combined. So apparently the table setters have not been getting their chores done.
0-1 count, and the pitch. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. And he's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him in the ballgame. Christian Yelich will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far.
Yeah, and he just needs to make a small adjustment and stay through the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. Got him. As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now. Marcell Ozuna stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1.
Still a little bit early to be worrying about this, but in a 2-run game, a 2-out walk here would at least get the tying run to the plate. And on top of that, this guy has some pop.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
A much better approach here at the plate so far. He's not working from behind in the count like he has his first few at-bats.
And that one is a cold strike as he's rebounded to run it full now. 3-2.
A strike away.
Threw it right past him. A swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They're down 2-0. Welcome back to South Florida. Getting set for the 7th inning now with the Mets out on top. But first, let's check out the game summary through the first 6 innings of baseball. Michael Conforto will stand in here to start the 7th in a game that's been sailing along to this point.
Yeah, good thing we don't get paid by the hour, man. This game has flown by.
He's set. Here it comes. And he throws the fastball by him here. 0-1.
This fastball is looking pretty lively right now.
Swing and a ball yanked down the right field line. And there's a base hit, so maybe some insurance here to lead off the 7th. And he's going to make it. He's in at second base with a leadoff double. Now, and this does not look pretty as he's taking all the weight off that left leg. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be an injury that may sideline him for a significant amount of time. Alejandro De Aza will have to get loose in a hurry now as he'll come in and run following the injury. Rene Rivera takes his turn now, looking to add some insurance to their lead in the form of that run standing out at second base.
Yeah, a base hit right through the infield would probably do it, but you can bet those guys in the outfield are going to be coming up gunning if they get any chance at all.
This is hit high and deep out to left. Yelich going back. He's there and records the first down. The pitcher, Jacob deGrom, steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation, so let's see if that is indeed on right here.
Textbook sack situation here, guys.
Bunt still on here with one away as he puts this one down. And you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than that. The sacrifice works to perfection.
And if you're going to try to move the guy up to third base, this is exactly what you want to do. You have to make that third baseman field the ball. That way his only play is to first, and the sacrifice turns out to be a good one.
Into the box now, Jose Reyes, as he'll swing and miss at a first pitch slider at strike one. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch towards second. And he will deliver one of the biggest at-bats of the night. It's a base hit. Notch one in the score column as a runner from third crosses the plate. It's a 3-0 game.
Oh, just a great approach there to get him an RBI on the base hit. And with the way their guys throwing the ball, 3 runs might be enough to do it.
Curtis Granderson steps in to try and keep things going now with a runner at first following the RBI single.
And that's a nice job right there to drive in the run by the last guy, and it can definitely fire up a team when someone comes through big time with 2 outs.
Belted high and deep into right center. Stanton looking up. Gone! A 2-run home run for Curtis Granderson. Number 17 for him on the season, and the Mets have got it up to a 5-0 game now.
This is a situation where you wonder how much of his concentration is on first base and how much of it is on home plate. Because if you're not 100% locked in on the guy at the plate, folks will make you pay at this level.
David Phelps will come on now as he'll be appearing in his 45th game this year.
Now batting, center fielder.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes. As he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
And here's a case on the mound where he's trying to sneak a first pitch fastball by him. But he was having none of that at the plate. He just sends it right back where it came from.
Here's Neil Walker. Hit hard towards second, but right there is the second baseman, and that will retire the side. But they strike for 3 in the inning, 2 on this 2-run home run. Get up and stretch. Home half of the 7th coming up. It's the Mets 5 and the Marlins nothing. Alejandro De Aza will stay in the ballgame now and take over in left field.
Number 16.
Leading off the inning, Giancarlo Stanton, and they'll need him to get something going here. That's yanked into the stands, strike one. And he pumps the fastball by him at 94. It's 0-2.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got tonight, not a comfortable spot to be in.
Got him. And that's number 15 for the ball game.
Ouch. That's a rough night at the ballpark here. 3rd strikeout. One thing you can't do, though, you can't go into that dugout hanging your head. You got to think, Hey, it's over. I'll get another shot to redeem myself. Whether that's tonight or sometime in the future, that's the attitude you have to have.
Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. Nothing in 2 now.
Boy, it's the 7th inning. It looks like he's just jumped into the ball game. A strikeout to start things, and now an 0-2 count.
Now
Derek Dietrich stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. And a bouncing ball, foul. No runs, 4 hits, and 1 error so far for the Marlins. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. That's out to left. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He does. 8 in a row he's set down, and the side is retired. Add another 0 as it's up to 7 shutout innings so far. 8th inning coming up. It's the Mets 5 and the Marlins nothing. James Loney comes to the plate, and he'll start us off in the 8th. Yeah, we see a lefty and a right-hander start to loosen up in the bullpen. Line drive to center field. Ozuna is right there, 1 down.
The shortstop.
Now to the plate as Asdrubal Cabrera. He flew out in his last at-bat. This is skied out to deep center field. Back goes Ozuna, still going back. But he can't get to this one. It's off the wall. Now Cabrera rounds second. He's going to try for 3. And he will get in there at second base as he's got himself a wall ball double.
Well, I'll tell you what, at this place, it takes a strong man to hit one out in that area. That's normally Giancarlo Stanton territory. But he gives this one a heck of a ride, and he nearly winds up getting it out of here.
Alejandro De Aza is in with 1 away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1. For Cabrera, another extra base hit to add to the total, now 19 on the year. And boy, this at-bat is not starting off well as he's behind 0-2 now.
2 good pitches so far, both of them right at the knees. And you got to start thinking center of the diamond here. Shorten up a little bit. You've got to put something in play.
So definite problems on that last play, and they'll hit the first baseman for the error. Rene Rivera will stand in, one of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
And never much of a chance to even think about scoring there. What a big second out. Jacob deGrom steps in for a 4th plate appearance tonight, and why not? He's been in control all game. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. First pitch fastball swung on and missed 0-1.
Yeah, he just really pulled off of that pitch. This is a 2-seamer working its way down and away, and he wasn't even close.
And boy, they're really giving him fits inside now as he can't get extended there, and it's 0-2 now. Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. The 0-2 home. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
Very tempting up there, but that's also a pitch that a lot of guys will pop up. So that's a nice job of laying off.
Hard hit ball to second. On to first, and the Mets are going to come up empty here as that ends the inning. 1 hit, 1 error. Adeiny Echeverria will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
Hit in the air to straightaway center. Moving under it, Cespedes, 1 out. Cole Gillespie will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
And right now, these guys just need something to break their way. A blooper, a bunt, a hit by pitch. Something to get a base runner and give that guy something else to think about out there.
can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And here's one that barely misses off the inside corner. 2-2.
I think he had him flinching on that one. That nearly came back to the inside corner.
And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2. Good battle. Count remains full. Looking to avoid his first walk. He spoils another one, and will do it again. To third. Reyes fields it cleanly. Throw gets him. 2 down. JT Realmuto will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
Low for ball 1. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
2 really close pitches to kick off this at-bat. Normally this guy would be all over him, but he's shown some discipline here with 2 good takes.
Up and in here as he had to bend out of danger.
And a good job here of making him throw a lot of pitches. He probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, so the more you make him work, the better your chances of getting a mistake.
Swing and a little tapper. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Always a party in Miami Beach, not too far from us here at Marlins Park, set to begin the 9th inning in this one. Dustin McGowan come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Jose Reyes will dig in again. He singled home a run his last time.
Jose Reyes.
Sent on the ground out to second. Dietrich scoops it up, throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway. Curtis Granderson will stand in again, and we'll take you back to the 7th inning. This was a 2-run home run, and it was one of the key blows in the ball game thus far. Drilled to first, gloved by Johnson, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
Up next for the Mets,
Yoenis Cespedes is set to take some more swings. He homered back in the 3rd inning. Skied into straightaway right. Stanton has a beat on it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Martin Prado will be tasked now with leading things off in their half of the 9th as they'll try to do something to prevent being shut out.
And whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far, so quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Oh, you like the way this guy is just going about his business here. He's got a big lead, but he's pitching like it's a tie game here in the 9th.
And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up. Christian Yelich will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far. Now here's a slider that can't quite get back to the outside corner. It's ball 1. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 1 out, nobody on. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1. And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane to the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. Struck him out. 18 strikeouts for him now.
Well, it's been a long afternoon for this guy. A couple of strikeouts to go along with that 0 for 4, but you know there's going to be better days ahead for this guy because he can play.
Marcell Ozuna will stand in now as their last shot here with 2 away in the 9th.
Yeah, just one final hurdle here before he finishes off the shutout.
Taken, called, strike 2, and now they're down to their final strike tonight.
But this is the thing that's so impressive about this guy. He'll show you that good breaking ball, but then he'll run that fastball up the ladder at 92, 93.
Grounded back up the middle. Cabrera's there. Throw on to first is going to be in time to get him. And the Mets get a complete game shutout from their starter as this ball game is over.
Well, we've talked about it all throughout this game. He was completely in charge, essentially, from pitch one. And now he finishes off a masterful performance here, getting the complete game shutout.
Time for one final check of the line score as you see the key players there in this shutout victory. And guys, you can't win if you can't score, so there's probably not a whole lot of debate about who'll take home Topps Player of the Game honors in this one.
Yeah, really a dominating performance out there. Look at all the strikeouts. I mean, they just couldn't touch him.
So that's a wrap here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click on over to theshownation.com. The Mets come out on top, 5-0. Good night from Miami.
Final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious New York Mets, 5 runs on 11 hits. No errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Marlins, no runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. They left 4 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Jacob deGrom. His record is now 7-4. The loss goes to Jose Fernandez. He falls to 11-5. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 45 minutes. A reminder that Marlins shuttle buses are available outside Marlins Park with service to the Culmer Metro Rail Station.